My name is Christina Mariotti. I'm the pre-K art teacher. I also work on the side with my own work. I've been at the new school, get this, 14 years, and it's been great. I've been working on my own work probably since I was 2 or 3 years old, since I picked up a pen, but through the years just kind of taught myself how to do art, and also picking up teachings on the side. But I think with all of that encompasses who I am today. For this particular painting, the inspiration is more the senses, being involved with the senses, because when there was nowhere to go and you're a child in Rome and you're at home with your grandmother, there were so many pieces of art just everywhere. You would walk out the door, you would see sculpture, you would see paintings in museums. It wasn't unusual for us to walk into a museum on a Saturday afternoon and just look at the art. And we talked about art. And even when the Pope was on television every Sunday, he was surrounded by this architecture. It was St. Peter's, and that was, in a sense, art, the architecture alone. So it was just surrounded by art, and it was wonderful. There's really not a lot of places you can go to be inspired by nature, and one of the places I would go was her backyard, and it was just a small garden. But in the back she had citrus trees. She had some tangerine trees, there was a lemon tree, and everything about it was wonderful. The smell of the leaves when I would bend them, the flowers had a scent, and the oranges would smell, everything like citrus. And I would just stay under that tree for hours, and to this day the smell of citrus takes me back. And I just feel like it's very important to have, as a child, to grow up with all different types of senses. All of those combined are important, and I feel like we do that here at the new school. We tap on those senses. And in fact, when I started working here, I was like, yay, someone has got it, and I'm watching the children learn with development of all the senses. So here I am today, proof of that, that it is coming out in my work, and I still stay with it today, my paintings. I do see how much they're interested just visually. We've studied a couple of artists this week, and right away we become interested into it, and I can bring up a story about it, make it interesting, so it's more, in a sense, human, you know, because when you're little you just think, wow, I can never do this, or I can never be like this artist. We transcend all that. We talk about stories of their life and just everyday tragedies that everyone goes through, and how even as a kid we might go through emotional things, but we can put that into our work. Maybe a sad day can go into a picture of you being sad, or a happy day is just color and movement. But it is a sense of therapy to us, and as it was for me as a child, whether it's smelling the leaves on a tree, or drawing the tree, just all the senses being touched on, and having confidence in children and knowing that they can learn those things. I lay my paintings flat on a table. Sometimes they go up on an easel when I paint, and I use a lot of texture, a lot of bright colors. There's some shading in there. Don't do a lot of shading. Don't a lot of three-dimensional stuff. So you get questions like, why are you painting flat? Or why are you putting all this color on it? And how come you're seeing it this way? And you'll get a lot of people asking you, why are you doing it this way? And I basically just tell them, this is my style. I can't do it any other way. I've had teachers try to force me to go another direction, but that's not me. The product isn't going to come out like this. So in a way, I kind of did it my own way, unconventionally, but I did learn, and I did take, I did go to the university. I had my BFA in fine arts. They were okay with that technique, but I still would have lots of people saying, this is not how it's supposed to be done. And just recently I saw a movie on Van Gogh, and he was told in the movie that his work was maybe ugly in a sense. And it really hit me, because you will have people tell you to do a certain thing, and one thing I want to say is keep your style. And I try to tell the children that. You want to draw the porcupine looking like an octopus? Do it. That's the way that you see it. And don't have anyone tell you otherwise, because it hurts. And you want to expound on your style, and you want to let it blossom. And it's really hard to do that when someone tells you it's not the way that it's supposed to be. So I'm really a strong advocate for that. Stay in your style, because that's what I've done. And it hurts when someone tells you not to, and you can't. It's like changing your spots. So right now I'm doing these series where it's just the head and the hair and the neck and the shoulders. And I've done a lot of these kind of women, whether they have the flowers in the background or sometimes a solid texture. But I've done a few now, and it's kind of this year I've been touching on this subject matter. So this is kind of my new series here. But everything about it is kind of new. I have never tried to put so much detail in the back. So I like where this is going, and hopefully someone will put it in their house. And it was done with love and done with technique, and also with just kind of a liveliness to it, to show the happiness I felt when I smelled the citrus when I was little. It would just uplift me, and especially in a place where there weren't other children to play with, and you're in a foreign country. But I knew that citrus was going to smell the same in Italy as it was going to be in America. It just gave me a sense of relief, the citrus garden. So